I love my wife more than anything in this world. For years, she's been my strength, my partner, my everything. Last week, I wanted to do something special for her, just to remind her that I still see her. I still cherish her. I planned a surprise. Flowers, dinner, even her favorite wine. I was so excited I could barely hold it in. But before I could show her, before I could even carry out my plan, my little boy said something to me, something so innocent, so pure, yet it shattered me in a way I never thought possible. We've been married for almost 10 years, and in all that time, I've tried to be the best husband I can be. She's been my rock, the mother of my child, and I never stopped thanking God for her. Lately, I felt like life was pulling us apart. Work, stress, responsibilities. So I thought, why not surprise her? I wanted to remind her that love still lives here, that we're still us. I had everything planned out in secret. And listen, before I go on, if you've ever been in a relationship where you tried to fight for love, or you faced betrayal, then subscribe to this channel, because here, we tell the stories most people are too afraid to share. That evening, as I was getting dressed for the surprise, my little boy came into the room. He's only 6 years old, full of energy, full of truth. He tugged at my shirt and smiled, like he had a secret of his own to share. I bent down and asked him what was on his mind. His words were so simple, yet they cut through me like a knife. He said, "Daddy, why was Mommy kissing Uncle when you were at work?" At first, I froze. My heart stopped. I forced a smile, thinking maybe I heard him wrong. But he repeated it, this time even clearer, as if he was proud to share something he thought was normal. In that moment, the flowers in my hand suddenly felt heavy. The excitement for the surprise dinner turned into a storm of questions racing through my head. I sat there, staring at my little boy, trying to process his words. A part of me wanted to believe it was just a child's imagination. Kids make up stories all the time, right? But another part of me, deep down, I knew children don't lie about things like this. My mind started racing. Was my wife really kissing another man? Was my son confused, or was he telling me the truth I was too blind to see? I kept thinking about her smile, the way she looks at me, the way she hugs me at night. Could all of that be fake? Could the woman I've loved for so many years be hiding a secret life from me? I wanted to ask her right there, to scream, to demand answers. But how do you accuse the woman you love, the mother of your child, based on the innocent words of a boy? That night, I couldn't eat. I couldn't sleep. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw my son's face, and I heard his words all over again. "Daddy, why was Mommy kissing Uncle when you were at work?" And now I'm torn apart inside. Should I confront her and risk breaking my family forever? Or should I keep quiet and live with this doubt slowly eating me alive? The next day, I couldn't look at her the same. Every smile, every word, every touch, it all felt like a question mark. Was she being genuine, or was it all a cover? I decided I couldn't live in confusion. I had to find out the truth for myself. So I started watching her more closely. I noticed how quickly she hid her phone when I walked into the room, how her mood suddenly changed when certain messages came in. Things I used to ignore now screamed at me. One evening, I pretended to leave for work earlier than usual, but I parked just down the street. My heart pounded in my chest, praying my son was wrong. But what I saw through the window made my knees weak. She wasn't alone. A man I thought was just a family friend was sitting comfortably on our couch, too comfortably. She laughed with him in a way I hadn't seen in months, and then he reached for her hand. She didn't pull away. She smiled. In that moment, I felt my world collapse. And listen, if you're still here watching this, please subscribe to this channel, because the story I'm telling you is raw, real, and it happens more than people admit. Your support keeps me going as I share the truths that many men are too afraid to speak out loud. That night, I didn't confront her. My heart was breaking, but my mind told me I needed proof, real proof. A few days later, she told me she was going to visit her sister. My chest tightened the moment she said it. Something about her tone didn't feel right. So I made up an excuse, kissed her goodbye, and quietly followed her car from a distance. My hands were shaking on the steering wheel. I prayed I was wrong. I prayed my son had just imagined it, and that my wife was still the woman I believed her to be. But as I watched, she didn't turn left toward her sister's house. She kept driving, farther and farther away, until she pulled up to a hotel. My heart stopped. I sat in my car, watching as she stepped out, looking around nervously, and then he appeared. The same man I had seen in our living room. They walked in together. At that moment, every doubt I had disappeared. The truth was standing right in front of me. My wife, the woman I loved, the mother of my child, was living a life I was never supposed to see, and I swear to you it felt like the air had been sucked out of my lungs. I didn't know whether to burst in there, to scream, to fight, or to sit quietly and cry like a fool in my car. I didn't rush into that hotel. Instead, I pulled out my phone. And with shaking hands, I snapped pictures, picture after picture. Her holding his hand, the two of them walking in together, smiling as if they had nothing to hide. I sat in that car for what felt like hours, fighting back tears. Then I drove home in silence. My mind was screaming, my chest felt like it was on fire, but I knew I had to handle this carefully. When I got home, I printed those pictures. Each one felt like a dagger in my heart. I placed them carefully on the dining table, spread out so there was no way she could miss them. Then I sat down and waited. My hands on the table, my eyes fixed on the door. I didn't move. I didn't even blink. I just waited for the woman I loved to walk in and face the truth. Hours later, the door opened. She stepped inside, humming like nothing was wrong, holding a shopping bag in her hand. But when her eyes fell on the pictures, the color drained from her face. She froze. Her lips trembled. And in that silence, in that heavy silence, I finally asked the only question left in me: why? She dropped the shopping bag on the floor. Her hands covered her mouth as tears welled up in her eyes. For a moment, she couldn't even speak. Then she whispered, "It's not what you think. Please, just listen to me." I laughed, not out of humor but out of pain. I pointed at the pictures on the table. "Not what I think? Then tell me, what is this?" She started to cry. Her voice cracked as she stumbled over her words. He was there for me when you were busy. I was lonely. I was weak. It wasn't supposed to go this far." Every excuse she gave was like a knife twisting deeper into my chest. I wanted to scream. I wanted to hate her, but instead I just sat there, broken, listening to the woman I trusted explain how betrayal had somehow become her comfort. She reached for my hand, tears streaming down her face. "Please don't leave me. Don't break our family. I made a mistake. I still love you." And there I was, staring at the person I thought I knew, now a stranger in my own home. My son's innocent words had been the truth all along. Now I face a choice I never thought I'd have to make: forgive the unforgivable, or walk away forever. I looked into her eyes, and all I saw was regret mixed with fear. A part of me wanted to believe her tears, to believe her words, but another part of me knew that once trust is broken, nothing is ever the same again. So here I am, sitting in silence, staring at the woman I thought I would grow old with, wondering if love can survive betrayal this deep. What would you do if you were me? Would you forgive her? Or would you walk away and never look back? Tell me in the comments below. Because I honestly don't know what to do. And if you want to hear more real, raw stories like this, don't forget to subscribe. Your support means the world to me.